So, today's video, let's talk about depression. It's a topic that's close to my heart. In previous years past, I made a video speaking on the same thing. However, I deleted it, partly for reasons of my own, but partly because it's representative of a version of myself I'm not proud of. But it is an important topic that I think merits discussion. Recently, I have been sad, I have been depressed, but I've learned how to control it, how to live with it. Compared to the myself that I was the last time I made this video, which was I think 2017, maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, can't remember. I was in a really dark place. My heart was still broken over the loss of my longest to date yet relationship. And being younger then, I was foolish in thinking that simply trying to fill the void with another woman would fix it, but only made it worse. And a result of my own actions, I put my mind in a dark place. I thought that I truly was alone. That there's no one else out there who really cares for me. Not even friends, family. It's a cross that I alone had to bear. But now, all these years later after making that video, I've realized I'm not alone, and people have shown me that I am not alone, and that there are people like me out there who are also going through the same things I am, perhaps different in their own way. But depression is the common denominator. So I hope to help others that were in a dark place like I was, and know that you're not alone. You're truly not alone. And I know how hard it is to get your mind out of that mental hole, how hard it is to climb out of that once you're in. From my own experience, and this may be different for everyone else, but from my own experience, it's about persistence and consistency. I had to make a daily effort of reminding myself in different ways that I'm not alone, that I have friends who care for me, that this feeling that I'm having it will pass. Now, to speak a bit about myself personally, my depression kind of works in cycles, and I've gotten better at spacing out the time between depression cycles. So the time that I'm happy has now become longer, and the time that when my depression swings around, the time that I stay depressed has become shorter. So I'm winning the war, though I've lost a couple battles initially. It's like climbing uphill on a very steep mountain, 45-degree angle, maybe even higher than that, but I'm getting there. Regardless, I still know what my own brain is capable of when I'm depressed. I turn very aggressive. I think everyone's out to get me. I think people have hidden motives. But in reality, most of the time it's not like that. It's my own game. It's my own brain playing games on me, playing tricks on me, making me think things that aren't really real. And I can't really blame myself for that, because the brain is a fickle thing. it seems to do what it wants in terms of emotions and depression and whatnot. But if you get around to just analyze yourself, do a deep reflection on yourself and who you are, and realize what your flaws are, become aware of what, I guess, for lack of a better term, your depressive tics are, and how to counteract them. Like for me, it was the aforementioned, the dark thoughts in my head, and conspiracy, and being aggressive and all that. Once I realized to recognize those signs, it was easier for me to become more self-aware in the moment and be like, well, I'm feeling angry. But for what? No one has done me any wrong. Or my friend is pissing me off. I bet he must think I'm an asshole or I'm a pushover or whatever. But in reality, no. No actions that I did or actions that my friend committed would have logically led me to that conclusion if I was not depressed. But in depression, my mind, and I would say our minds, work differently. Now, this is my personal view, what I'm about to say. And it may not work for you, it may work for others, it may not work for you, and that's okay. But I found that for me, what helped to widen the time that I am happy and decrease the time that I am depressed when depression comes around is by living in the moment. Now, I don't mean throw away all your future plans and just, go where the wind blows. But I recognize that there are variables in life outside of my control. And there's only so much that I, one human being, can do to affect the greater world around me and get results that I wanted. Sorry, I have to move my phone because it says it's getting too hot. But video cut out there. Sorry about that. I'll edit it. But yes, living in the moment. What I mean by that is, as I said before, not necessarily throwing away all your plans, going to, where the wind blows you, but more like, well, to use myself as an example, I realized that there's only so much I can do as one human being, as myself, to affect the world and get results and make the world, shape the world to get the results that I want for the things that I want, For example, long-term goal, any long-term goal. The actions that you take on a day-by-day basis will, over a long term, change your future, your potential future, and start guiding it in the direction you want. However, and using COVID-19 as a perfect example, sometimes life will just call you fucking stupid and retarded for thinking you could, forecast so far ahead in the future and have your plans well set up. It'll throw a wrench in it. And myself, when I would set expectations for what I would want to happen 3 months from now, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, like what I would want to have happened, I found myself continuously disappointed. Not because I got what I wanted, or some things didn't happen the way I wanted to, but because life itself seems to change and alter your plans beyond your control. So the self-realization I came to is that it's better to act oneself and perform actions on a day-to-day basis that that guide your life in the direction you want to go. But when life throws a wrench in your plans, as Bruce Lee said, just be like water, flow with it. And then pivot and adjust to the new circumstances you find yourself in, and continue making decisions and committing actions that will guide your now changed path more towards the future you wanted. And for me, that's saved me so much stress, so much pain, heartache, and everything. So I hope that helps whoever's listening to this. I know I feel my depression coming back soon. If I were to guess, I would say sometime between next month to August is when I feel I will get depressed again. It's a gut feeling. I'm not sure how to explain it. But like all things in this world, this too will pass. The sun will always rise, even if the night has been really dark. You can count on the sun still rising. And just remember, throughout your whole life, no matter how young or old you are, I have no doubt that there's been multiple moments in your life where you thought, wow, this is really the end. How will I ever recover from this? And look where you are now. You've survived. Have things gone your way, the way you want? Maybe not. But you're still alive. And you have the capacity to pivot and change your future to the way you want it. That's all I got for now. See you.